Guys, let's stay in Lagos for a bit. And this is Unilag, the Senate building of Unilag. And that's where we are this morning, showing you just look at that beauty, right? Just look at that beauty. And it's just, you know, I always remember that song. Yeah, absolutely. I always remember that song by Majek Fashek. Says the sky looks misty and cloudy.
Y'all do too much.
Absolutely.
Wait, now he remembers the song. Let's hear the song first.
Well, it's because you don't sing. You don't sing Chamberlain. You just rap. But you know what? Let's leave that to another time, or maybe part what you do. But this is Unilag. I'm sure Chamberlain, you will remember that one. You remember Unilag. This is what we're showing you this morning. One of Nigeria's unique and foremost universities. Right at the end, at the top of your screen, is the Third Mainland Bridge, which you always look at. That's how you see Unilag when you are driving on that road. Now, what makes Unilag news this morning is information coming forth from the facility, from the institution, that there is something happening right now concerning power supply to Unilag. We understand that according to the Eko Disco, power supply to the institution has been suspended for now. And of course, the organization, that's the Eko Electricity Distribution Company, has put out a system to try to clarify what exactly the issues are this morning. And it is about a bill, an electricity bill running into more than 1 billion naira, from which the institution has only paid 180 million naira. And they're saying, look, it's a far cry from the thing, and it's not just something that suddenly happened. It's something that they've been talking about for a while. Now, the university facility is only restricted to just using generator every day. And Chamberlain and Kayla, you can just imagine how much they must be spending. And guess what? It's not just Unilag. Remember, Chamberlain, we had that discussion about the University of Ibadan recently, where power supply was the reason that they also wanted to take some action. The dust hasn't quite settled in the University of Ibadan as well. As we speak, the students and the university authorities are at loggerheads. I hope the same thing doesn't happen here between the students and the university management. But can we just enjoy the skyline without these issues?
Why were they disconnected from the national grid?
Well,
are they owing? Why were they disconnected from the national grid?
A bill of 1 billion naira,
Why
Kayla.
was it disconnected? It's a billion naira bill.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, lovely scenery right there, by the way, of University of Lagos, the iconic University of Lagos, I might add. When those kind of scenarios come in the way of any university or tertiary education, or even education at any level, it's always a huge concern, which is part of why we're highlighting a lot of these things this morning. By the way, I mean, not many schools have the privilege of having...
Have you been to my school?
Wait, have I finished?
Have you been to Ahmadu Bello University?
So you have a lovely...
Hey, you don't know.
Well, there's a nice...
You don't know.
There's a beach line there. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that the beach line. Okay, my bad.
Come to ABU Zaria, you will understand what I'm talking about. You will see what we mean by beautiful scenery.
All right, we'll go to the beach line in ABU, like she said we should do. Okay, but...
We have a dam. We have a dam. We may not have a beach, but we have a dam.
Okay. I didn't see that coming, guys. Okay, but maybe. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't say Jebusites, but oh no, she's clouding my thought process.
Okay,
but,
I won't anymore.
I also spoke about some issues plaguing University of Lagos. They have this back and forth between themselves and Eko Disco. So let's have a little listen to the Deputy Vice Chancellor on why. You ask why, right?
Yeah.
Have a look.
Some pretty incessant increases in tariffs. The University of Lagos, based on the tariffs that were in place as at 2023, would usually have an electricity bill of about 180 million at peak period. And we had planned It has never been easy, but we had budgeted to be able to accommodate our electricity bill at that rate. Come 2024, early in the year, tariffs again were reviewed upward, as a result of which we got served bills of about 295 million per month. Number one, this is completely unbudgeted for, and as a public institution running under the federal government rules, in terms of we certainly can't even be, there was nowhere to find that kind of money without doing some environment. I cannot overemphasize the fact that it makes planning to run a university virtually impossible when charges and tariffs change at any time in the course of a year.
Wow, just part of what she talked about there, the challenge that the school is facing in terms of the bills. They used to have about 180 million previously, and then you consistently keep having changes, the migration issues. So clearly a lot is not clear, even though lately Eko Disco themselves have responded to some of these concerns raised by the University of Lagos about being disconnected from the grid and running generators. So you can see that it says that the management of Eko Disco, it says despite the payment of 180 million naira for July by the University of Lagos, it is imperative to clarify that the payment was only, guess what, partially defrays a small fraction of the outstanding debt owed by the university, which, it says, significantly exceeds the amount paid and currently stands at over 1 billion naira.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
So they went
Who
on
let
and
this
said
happen?
that, yeah, but even though he says they'll be having consistent negotiations, that they had spoken severally, and the migration from band B to A tariff followed due process with adequate engagement, and he goes on and on. So look, clearly there are matters that need to be addressed and resolved, because if a tertiary institution is cut off,
and a very important school like University of Lagos,
and if University of Lagos is struggling to meet up with this, where they are located in the commercial capital, you can imagine several other schools who perhaps don't make as much revenue or get funding from government as when due. How are they going to cope?
I mean,
are they going to increase school fees for students?
University of Lagos has a very prestigious alumni. I think that's one of the things I know about this school. It has a very prestigious alumni. I think they need to come into this matter. Because the cost that they will be incurring right now, plus the debt, and that debt will keep building, you know. It will keep growing. So if there's any way that the alumni of the school, every notable person, there's so many notable people that graduated from University of Lagos, maybe they need to come into this situation, because they cannot allow their school to be going through this at this time. It's not
there's
right.
a fundamental problem, because if this tariff, which affects everybody, stays, I know that government was speaking about, what, 50% tariff, trying to wrap my head around all of that anyway, guys. But University of Ibadan, have you forgotten, guys? The other day we spoke about that as well. The students they hit the street saying, look, we can't accept all this kind of increases, because they too were struggling.
Yes.
They also thought, why are we going to raise money to pay for all of this tariff? So it is a challenge. So I know that ASU also trying to weigh in, no, not even about this tariff. They were talking about, how much was it? How many billions? I mean, yesterday the president said government should pay 25 billion in 2 tranches.
Yes.
And then probably let the others go. So we're in a bind. Schools are in a bind in the country in terms of what to do and how to proceed. Well, we'll focus on that as we progress. But let's go ahead now and take you through some of the dailies this morning, Ayo.